So, really kind of a crazy story the other day. A couple weeks ago I got this winch hooked up on this Blazer. And the week before last I was at work in the back of our house and got a frantic phone call over the intercom telling me that I need to come up front immediately. And seconds later somebody came rushing in and told me, "Hey dude, your truck's on fire." So, you know, anybody that has a vehicle modified to any extent and hears that immediately freaks out. And the first thing I thought of was, okay, it had to be something with this winch. The winch has only been on there a week. You know, I haven't really put it to its paces and tested it too much. So who knows what happened to the wiring. I rushed up front. There's a cloud of smoke pouring off the front of the truck. But mainly over here towards this bumper area on the passenger side. So I immediately knew it was a winch. I put my hand on the winch motor itself. It was ice cold. So I knew the winch itself didn't like engage and burn up. So the relay pack is actually mounted to the inside of the factory bar. So I haven't dug in there yet and looked. And my only assumption is that the smaller control wires to that relay box rubbed and shorted out on something. And so yeah, it's time to dig in there and see exactly what happened. I'm hoping it's a very simple and easy fix. I'm just glad that the truck didn't burn to the ground, because it had the main power wire going straight up to the battery shorted out. It would have been a lot worse. So yeah, I basically just ran up, popped the hood, disconnected that wire going to the winch pack from the battery. There's no disconnect on it. It's not a fuse or anything, because it's capable of pulling, you know, 400 or 500 amps, so I don't have a fuse or anything on it. But I do have a shut-off solenoid that I plan on wiring it so I can disarm it when I'm not using it, when the truck's parked or something like that, and then rearm it to use it. That way, hopefully stuff like this won't happen again. But yeah, I'm going to dig in there and rip it off there and see what I can find. Just realized this whole brush guard has to come down. It's going to take longer than I thought. Well, I've only just got the front end tore apart, and I can already see where I had a little short here. My winch control box, the solenoid box, is literally mounted right up underneath here to the bottom of my bumper. I don't know if you can see that if it'll focus. But because the winch is right in here, solenoid box is right here. Maybe I'll cut some wires go between it and the winch. My plug-in port for the factory wire controller goes right here. And then right up in here, I also have a wireless receiver module in here. Well, these wires tap right into the controller, which is mounted to the grill. Well, it looks like we must have had a little meltdown here. Something has touched something else. Ironically, despite the boots being here covering it, and shorted and melted the boots there all over the top of the solenoid pack here. Everything is charred and melted, so I'm going to get that joker out of there and see if it caused any damage. Hopefully not. I could hook some power to this winch pack, or to the solenoid pack, and see if it still engages and see what happens. But yeah, definitely say I found my short. So, yay! Of course, all these bolts are really freaking corroded up now. So I can put some in here, crack them loose. Oh my goodness! Should put some anti-seize or something on these. What the crap? Going in the direction? Oh, you know what? I think I was tightening it. Gee. Maybe that's why. Oh yeah, imagine that. Comes right off, turn it the right way. Duh. Wow, there's just no room to work with this thing. No room. No wonder why something's rubbed and shorted out. Probably goes without saying, but if you ever got a mess with wrench solenoid or winch solenoid packs, disconnect the battery first. At least disconnect the winch, maybe not pull battery from the vehicle. That's probably a little overkill. Alright, I think I'm going to stop the camera so I don't sit here and kill the battery. And go ahead and rip these other 3 wires off, and I'll come back once they're all disconnected. The other ones will be a little bit more difficult and probably going to take a little more finagling. So, well, as I'm digging in here, getting the last wire, which is the main one leading to the battery, this solenoid pack is shot. The lug that the battery actually goes in, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's actually loose and wiggling inside the solenoid pack. So I don't know if that's, happened from something else shorting out and melting down and causing this to get hot, or if the solenoid pack itself is at fault. Before I ever installed this, I actually cracked this open. It looked clean, great inside, and I siliconed the outside when I put it back together. So it wasn't a new solenoid pack, it was used, as was the winch. But I basically rebuilt it and revamped it so it'd be good to go. But apparently overlooked something, or it was already at fault. It's just destined to happen. But yeah, she's toast. So looks like I won't be getting the winch up and going today. But I mean, none of the other wiring is there. The rest of the wiring, the control wires coming off of it, all look fine. I mean, aside from the heat that they got, like this guy got hit with a little heat from when it melted down, but the wire itself inside seems fine. This positive one is just toast. I mean, there ain't much left holding on. There's no wire casing on it left. It all melted off, but this whole lug obviously got hot, so that probably happened when that lug got hot for whatever reason. So solenoid is definitely default here. So I'm gonna get it ripped off and crack it open and see what I find. This is insane. This lug has like welded itself to the winch pack. I mean, it is. Oh wait. Oh no, that's the whole. That's the whole thing moving in there. I don't know if it's gonna come off or come out with it. Oh, it came off. How about that? There's one burn up winch solenoid, and that was the lead going directly to the battery. So. And upon tearing further into this, it looks like the main battery wire took a pretty good amount of heat. So I'll probably either replace the whole thing, or if I have enough play, cut it off back here or put a new end on it. I do have a crimper to put these lugs on it. I did put these lugs on myself, so I can cut that, strip it, put a new end on it. The boot, the rubber boot that was over it, absolutely annihilated. It actually molded and melted to, and became one with the wire covering. It's like this one came out fine, this one came out fine, this one here took a fair amount of heat too. It actually bubbled and melted the wiring case on it. This wire is only about maybe 8 inches long, so I'll probably just make another one of these leads. This goes from the solenoid pack to the winch. So I'm not gonna remake that. I'm just gonna remake that whole wire since it's so short, and just put the end back on this one. These two are probably fine. I may end up having to remake those too, depending on the replacement solenoid. If I get the same one, mount it in the same spot, I'll just leave these two alone. But if it's a different, bigger, and I have to mount it in the engine bay or further over here or something like that, then I'll figure that out later. But for now, I'll probably just put some electrical tape around these ends just to keep the weather off of them for the next little while until a new solenoid pack comes in. And the other end of this goes up to the battery, but it's not hooked up right now, so I'm not too worried about that. I'll probably just leave that as it is, to be honest, because what's the weather going to hurt it? I mean, look at it. And I'll worry about getting everything hooked back up later on once I get the new solenoid pack. But for now, I think I'm going to crack this baby open, see exactly what the heck happened inside there to cause this thing to just melt down. So, unless maybe that's just a result of the meltdown, I really don't know. As far as I can tell, that is the cause, because nothing else looked like it grounded out and shorted or anything. So anyways, I'm going to get over there and I'm going to get some Allen keys on these heads and split this joker apart and see what's going on inside. Got a poor man workbench here, quite literally a box full of Cat 5 cable. I'm going to crack this here solenoid open and see what went on inside. Get you a little bit better of an angle here. Oh, them bolts are tight. Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if we can get these cracked loose. I might need to set this on the ground on something a little more solid. Got an idea. I just need something bigger to hold them with. What could I possibly do to destroy this solenoid anymore? Apparently I already melted down. There we go. Around, get the other side here. I'm just cracking them loose so I can get them the rest of the way finger tight. Now, like I said, I have been inside this solenoid once before. I cracked it open when I got it, seen it, everything was clean and looked good. And siliconed around here where the two surfaces meet together to kind of give it a seal. I've heard issues with these liking to leak and corrode inside, and just cause them to stop functioning. But I've never heard of an instance of them shorting out like this. So that's just I really don't know how I'm going to do this. It was a lot easier to get apart when it didn't have any silicone sealant on it. I can jam this down in a hole and kind of really don't know. That's our loose one. That's not working. Okay, I'm going to say when all else fails, hit it with a hammer, right? Quick swift kick in the butt might break the sealant loose anyways. Or not. Oh wait, look there, it did work. Told you. Ooh, that smells burnt. I can tell already. Oh my goodness. Well then, we have severe annihilation in here. There is like fibrous material in there. This thing absolutely destroyed itself. That's that lug that was loose on the outside. That's where the main battery lead actually came in connected. Yeah. So, again, not sure how, but I don't even know what that fibrous material is. That might be something that goes in around these two solenoids. Oddly enough, the contacts still look great. It bolted itself down, but it still looks fine. This thing is absolute garbage. There's a little bit of silicone. They put a little rubber gasket on them, but they don't work that well. But, I mean, yeah, there's just destroyed itself. That's all there is to it. So, I'm happy to know that it wasn't my wiring. At least I don't think so. It looks like the internals of the solenoid just crapped itself, for lack of a better way to put it. But I still don't know what that is. There's some sort of fibrous material inside of it. I have no idea. The solenoids themselves look fine, unless that fibrous material was around this lug, if it was in there. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. Certainly melted everything down in here, though. I mean, it is, the little rubber seal that goes around that is shot. It's destroyed. It killed itself. So, well, safe to say, I found what caused my scary little front end fire. Bad winch solenoid. This is a Smittybilt XRC8 Winch, if anyone was curious. Like I said, I know the solenoid packs in these are prone to leaking and corroding and basically stop working. As far as shorting and catching fire, though, I haven't read anything about it, but I haven't really looked for it. So, but I don't think it was any of my external wiring. The rest of these control wires that are coming off the solenoid pack look fine. I mean, aside from the positive one, which is right there on the positive lead, but it didn't melt. It just, you can tell the coating got hot because it was on that lug that melted down. But the wire itself doesn't look like it's shorted. That's not the ground, that just goes to one of the other control ones, and the outer coating got hot on it too, but it didn't directly short. So I guess it's just a bad solenoid. Interesting. But yeah. Smittybilt Winch solenoids. These old ones are apparently something to be leery of. I don't know if these are the old or new style. I know they redesigned them. I don't know if they made a better one than these, though. If this is the newer one or vice versa. Because like I said, I did get it used. So, there's no telling. So yeah, for now, this is my wireless controller. These silver ones are coming from the winch. The main one down here comes from the battery, which is not hooked up. They're all just kind of bundled. Got the two good wire ends taped off so they don't get all corroded up. And they're just going to sit there behind the front bumper for now. No solenoid until I get a new one to replace it. And we'll wire it back up.